Good day, everyone. Let's try to solve this problem coming from Indonesia. And here is the problem. We're going to find the value of 1 over 10 raised to the power of negative 9 plus 1 plus 1 over 10 raised to the power of negative 8 plus 1. It goes on and on until we have 1 over 10 to the 9 plus 1. Now, as you can see, there are three dots. And whenever we have a sum containing three dots, that means we are talking about series. And when you have problems involving series, before we can solve it, we always need to identify what type of series does it exhibit. And there are different types of series. We have the arithmetic series, the geometric series, harmonic series, Fibonacci series, telescopic series, or it could be the symmetrical series. Now, let's try to check if the given series establishes an arithmetic trend. And in order to check that, we need to make sure, or we need to see if the consecutive terms produces a common difference, because an arithmetic series has a common difference. But if you're going to check that, these two terms will not produce a difference that is equal to the difference of these two pair of terms. So by that, we cannot say that they have a common difference. That means they are not arithmetic. Now, to see if they are geometric, we will need to get the ratio of the consecutive terms. But again, if we're going to do that, these two will produce a ratio different from the ratio of these two terms. So this is not geometric. Harmonic, we can say that a series is harmonic if the terms are reciprocals of an arithmetic series. But since this is no longer arithmetic, then automatic, this can no longer be harmonic. This is not Fibonacci because Fibonacci series always starts with 1, so we cannot have Fibonacci. Telescopic, if you have terms that will be cancelled out in between the first and the last term, we can say that it is telescopic. But here, we cannot establish that one. And in fact, when we do it algebraically, there is no way that we can cancel out terms in between the first and the last term. So this cannot be telescopic. So the only choice that we have is the use of symmetry. When we say symmetry, that means that we are going to look at the pairs of terms. So let's try to look at this pair and also this pair. That's how we're going to do symmetry at first. Now, when we check it, 1 over 10 to the negative 9 plus 1 and 1 over 10 to the 9 plus 1, when you add them together, this is how it will be look like. So you just get the LCD, or using the shortcut for fractions, you can just get the cross product and then multiply the denominators. This will simplify to 10 to the 9 plus 10 to the negative 9 plus 2. And the denominator will simplify to 10 to the 0 plus 10 to the negative 9 plus 10 to the 9 plus 1. This simplifies further to this one here. Because 10 to the 0 is 1, that's why we replace by 1. Finally, we have this one. Now notice that the numerator and the denominator is the same. That means it's equal to 1. So that is the sum of the two symmetric pairs that we have. Let's try the other pair, which is the 1 over 10 to the negative 8 plus 1 over 10 to the 8 plus 1. We do the same algebraic process as this one. We will come up with this expression, which is again equal to 1. So that means each of the pairs in this symmetric series has a sum that is equal to 1. Now, if we're going to pair them, the 1 over 10 to the negative 9 plus 1 and 1 over 10 to the 9 plus 1, remember again that this has a sum that is equal to 1. Same thing with 1 over 10 to the 8 10 to the negative 8 plus 1 plus 1 over 10 to the 8 plus 1, they will also give you a sum of 1. Now, if we continue this pairing, we will have 9 pairs. So that's why we have 9, because since the sum of each pair is 1, and then we have 9 pairs, so we have 9. But then, when we pair this, we don't have a pair for 1 over 10 to the 0 plus 1. That means what all we have to do is to add the sum of all the pairs, that is 9, plus the value of 10 or of 1 over 10 to the 0 plus 1. Now this happens to be 9 plus 1 over 1 plus 1, and 1 over 1 plus 1 is 1 half. That is 0.5 plus 9. So the answer is 9.5. This is now your answer, and the problem is now solved. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to be updated on more algebra challenge problems. Thank you so much. Enjoy learning.